chips have flown. Hell is frozen over. The Saints are on their way to the Super Bowl.
43, game on the line. Williams lofting one for a doozy. He caught
it! You're listening to the world's #1 football podcast. Now, here are your hosts, Ben Hansen, Matt Hartman, and Ryan Matthews.
Oh, Matt. All right, we're back. We're 2 weeks gone at this point, family and whatnot, celebrating the holidays. So we took last week off, but now we are back. I apologize for the glare here, guys. But before we get into everything, how was your holiday, buddy?
My holiday was great. Seeing family and just sitting around watching games as we always do. But I'm excited to get into talking some college football because a lot has happened.
Yeah, a lot has happened. Really quickly, did you change your Twitter avatar to the Pop-Tart Bowl? The people are asking.
No, I've had Cam Ward with the Wildberry Pop-Tart for months now. Just because I think it's a great Abby. I think it's just but yeah, I people notice it now because of the Pop-Tart Bowl. We'll talk about the Pop-Tart Bowl. People in my life watch some football with me and watch the Pop-Tart Bowl and were very invested in the Pop-Tart Bowl.
As they should.
It wasn't just me being like, no. You don't understand. Everybody understood and everybody got it. And what was it? The protein Pop-Tart ran away at the end.
Ran away at the end. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was wild. We'll get into it later on in the show, but I mean the People's National Championship for sure.
It was such a good game too. It was such a good game.
So good. But yes, we'll get into that. I guess we'll cover rundown here. I guess we'll start out with the Whittingham and the Michigan of it all. Then we'll get into the 4 college football playoff games, and then just a couple of the games left now for bowls, and then we'll wrap it up talking about recent bowls that had just happened that we enjoyed. Pop-Tart Bowl being one of them. So we'll jump right into it. Michigan, Whittingham. That's just going to be – that's what we're going with, Whittingham. A lot of reports, obviously, Kenny Dillingham was the front guy, the one that everyone wanted. But reports are he never actually even officially got offered for Michigan. I think a lot of it just came down to he didn't want to wait, and that's kind of the reports that are out there. And a lot of it was a leverage move. The Jeff Brom stuff was fake as well. A lot of that was just leverage stuff. But Michigan ends up kind of finding their guy. It worked out very well in Michigan's favor. The fact that they're able to leave this with Kyle Whittingham ended up being fine. It's not my favorite, that's for sure. I mean, I think you're going to have to 5 years from now find out who your next head coach is. But he's the right guy to stabilize the program, considering everything that has happened within this Michigan program over the last 5 years or so. But your thoughts?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. I think just getting someone – you wanted to check 2 boxes. You wanted to be able to continue to have a good stable floor in the Big Ten to where, if you get the season right, you win 1 extra game this year, you're making a case for the playoffs. So, and again, not as pristine of a season as you would want. And then the other one is it couldn't be upgraded from within, like Sherrone was. And so for Whittingham, his track record is so much more palatable of a hire than Sherrone was. So I think that's a good point. I think he's a better coach than Sherrone. I think that's another good point.
Yeah.
The only problem is the guy is 66 and he's not 46. And so
exactly.
Again, he's done it for a long time at a lower level, but not like a much lower level. Like,
Yeah.
Utah was in the Pac-12 for a decade or so and then moved to the Big 12. But still, I mean, it's a B plus higher. I don't think you were going to be able to find any A pluses. I've had my thoughts on who it should be. Even those wouldn't be A pluses in anyone's mind. Talking about, like Glenn Schumann with Georgia, you're picking a coordinator, like that is a major swing. But I think to have Kyle Whittingham fall into your lap is a positive, and so to have it at this point, and it seems to be he's recruiting the roster pretty good, because I haven't seen many names being leaked about going to the portal just yet, and so we'll see how it goes, but I'm excited for it.
Yeah, well, and that's a big thing. The reported guys that'll hopefully, I mean, Michigan fans are acting as if it's a shoo-in. It's not quite, but it seems like it's going to be Jay Hill, BYU's defensive coordinator, who really turned around the defense. I mean, like 2 years ago, they were like the 100th best defense, and now I think they're top 25 in point differential and everything. Obviously, on the backside defense. And then Jason Beck, the offensive coordinator, who put together a top 6 statistical offense in the country. And now you just have what Devin Dampier was on absolute steroids in Bryce Underwood. So we'll see. I'm excited.
That was another good point, is like how many times, like Whittingham's won so many games. How many times has Whittingham had like an NFL quarterback? Like, because what was it? Was Alex Smith, was Urban there for Alex Smith?
Yeah, I think Alex Smith loves Kyle. I mean, they work together, so Alex Smith was there, yeah.
But like that's something to think about. Like that's the only one. Like Snoop Huntley.
You don't like Cam Rising?
No, I'm just. But you know what I'm saying? Like going from Dampier, who like is fun college quarterback and he won 9 games with, to Underwood. It's interesting. It's interesting. I do like what Beck brings to the table from an offensive standpoint for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I'm excited. Again, the other big thing that had ended up falling in place is keeping those good players here in Michigan. And seems, as you said, he's done a really good job of keeping the players that are in place here, but then also keeping the majority of your major recruits in place. Both 5 stars seem like they're here to stay in Carter Meadows and Savion Hitter, which is awesome. The one player that keeps getting rumored, and it breaks my heart, is Andrew Marsh. We'll see if he ends up staying. I think a big factor of it is just tossing him more money. Him and Bryce love each other. Just toss Andrew Marsh some more money, and he'll stay. We'll be happy, and all will be well. Andrew Marsh, Cam Coleman on the outside. It's going to be fantastic. But
we can finally do that, and it's like actually going to like he's going to go somewhere else. That was This has been a joke for a month on this podcast about where Cam Coleman's going to play, and he hits the portal like, what was it, today or yesterday?
Yeah, it was today. So we're happy about that. We can finally see.
Byron Brown not doing it for him?
Well, and your guy too. I mean, I had often joked on the stretch of the regular season that CJ Bailey was gonna enter the transfer portal, but he hasn't yet. I mean, we'll see. Maybe he stays a Wolfpack.
That's right.
But
That's right.
I don't know. We'll see. Still a lot of chaos.
He played in the bowl game.
I know. So a lot of chaos to ensue still. The portal officially opens, what is it, the 2nd? So we're 5 days out now. So we'll see. There's still a lot.
5 or 2?
2. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we are.
Or 3.
3.
Yeah, December 31st. I was thinking of November.
Yeah. Unbelievable. But we'll get into the main reason you guys are here today. We'll cover the 4 major games, and we'll kind of just go in the order in which they're getting played in. So that starts us right out here with Miami versus Ohio. Ohio is covered 9.5 points. Am I crazy to think, Matt, that I don't want to say free money, but like I kind of want to slam this 9.5 on OSU, and I'll get into why. But I mean, your thoughts on the opening spread in this game here?
Yeah, it's the largest spread of the weekend, and it probably should be just from the pure fact that like Miami is the highest seed remaining, and Ohio State is the odds-on favorite every site you look at. Yeah, I mean Ohio State has this is going to come down to Miami's offensive line, really. I think how they translate going from A&M's defensive line to Ohio State's, because you just see a clear difference getting off the bus between those two teams. And I think, again, the part that I keep coming back to with Ohio State is like the last time we've seen this team like simmer, there was the Tennessee game from last year, like, and they murdered everybody. So again, like, I think they're coming off the Indiana game. You have like almost a month of waiting. Miami has a shaky at best quarterback in these spots, and Carson Beck, and I get the win conditions weren't perfect for him, and he didn't have to do too much in that game against A&M. Like, they got to be explosive in this one to win it. Like, so again, it falls on him, and I'm interested to see how the Ohio State defensive line kind of just recovers from the Indiana game.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It was funny, and I mean, I think a lot of the reason I just feel comfortable taking the OSU spread is the Carson Beck of it all. Like, again, we've kind of seen him in these moments, and it was funny because I didn't get a chance to watch the majority of that Miami A&M game, and I was texting in the chat, and I'm like, guys, what is happening? This is not the game I thought it was. And Matt's response was, well, it's Marcel Reeds and Carson Beck playing football. It's kind of what you would expect at that point when you put it that way. Again, I think you have to be explosive. I think if you're Miami and you want to win this game, again, it comes down to those explosive plays on both sides of football. You have to be able to create them, and you have to be able to kind of slow it down and limit it on OSU's side. They were able to do that very, very well against A&M because they were able to get pressure on Marcel Reed, given Marcel Reed kind of forced his own pressure numerous times throughout that game. But again, they were able to limit that. Now, Texas A&M, they have a very explosive offense, but this OSU offense is that same exact offense, just on steroids. But again, you were able to do it. So limit them and see if you can, bust a few explosive plays on your own. And I mean, I know that's simple, but that really needs to be the key if Miami has any semblance of hope. But again, I feel very, very confident that OSU is going to cover this game. This game is getting played tomorrow, so Wednesday, New Year's Eve at 7:30. Maybe we'll see OSU's kicker line up and
come on,
wide left as the clock strikes midnight here.
Did you know they're in the college football playoff era? They're 0-2. And it's that game that they lost to Georgia, and the other one was the 31-0 game to Clemson. Those are the two games they've played on New Year's Eve ever in the college football playoff era. So I thought that was funny. I don't think either one of those results are going to happen against Miami, but who knows?
No, who knows? But again, this will be a fun game. I think I'm speaking for the both of us here when we're pretty confident that OSU is going to win this game.
Yeah, what do you think the magic number is for like Ohio State's offense? Are they saying like if we get 24, we got it?
That's where my head was 24. Not because I don't think Miami could necessarily score 24, but because I think OSU's defense is that good. And yeah, I think.
Listen, they haven't allowed over 17 points this season in a single game.
Exactly. So
face the Heisman.
Heisman Doza. But no, I mean, and this will be a fun game just in terms of like watching the Miami pass rush of it all too. This is probably one of the better offensive lines that Miami has played against all season long. But also Ruben Bain and Akeem are.
But so is A&M's. So is A&M's.
Yes.
So yeah.
So it'll be interesting. Again, I think OSU kind of runs away with it. Don't have to get too pretty with it. Just do what works. Throw the football to Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate. Let Bo Jackson run it, 15 times a game. You'll be just fine. Again, just carry on. You said it perfectly. Last time we let it simmer, they absolutely beat the brakes off of Tennessee. I think that Tennessee team was probably better than this Miami team, and this OSU team is definitely better than one last year. So, but moving on. What?
One final thing on this game.
Yeah.
Just like from watching it, just from like last year. So, Ohio State has played 13 games that just don't matter. Like, in the grand scheme of things, they don't matter to them. Like, we're going to make the playoff, blah, blah, blah. So these final 3 games actually do matter. I want to see just how they program, like, calling plays, because now Ryan Day's calling plays again. That Tennessee game, I watched it back this week, just in preparation, because I feel like the vibe is just similar to this one, to that one. They ran some tempo early in that game. Just watch, like, I want to see if they see something they like to just tire out this pass rush. If that is just a element that they want to do, and try and tire out Mesidor and Bain, and you can kind of attack downfield. And lastly, Keontae Scott. Watch that guy. That guy is so much fun. He is like 190 pounds, and he plays in the box so much. Like, he
everywhere.
is all around he's all around the ball. I love him.
Yeah. I mean, was he correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, he was the one who broke that pass up in the A&M game, right? And, at the end zone as the clock was striking, 20 seconds left or something.
To get the interception?
Yeah.
No, that was
not the interception. The one before where
the one prior. Yes.
So
you
again,
are right. He also forced that fumble on Reed.
Yeah, he just flings his body around. It's crazy for a dude as small as he is, but he has absolutely no fear. It is a lot of fun. But moving on to the closest spread in this game, or of the playoffs here in the semifinals or quarterfinals, it's Oregon versus TTU. I think there's a very clear game plan. I felt really confident going into the pre-playoffs that Oregon was going to win this, but as the last 3 or 4 weeks has gone on, I'm like, I don't know. TTU has a chance, and that's saying something because they just beat the brakes off of JMU. And it's not because I saw anything necessarily within that Oregon game, but I really think that, Texas Tech has the defense to really, really kind of make Dante Moore struggle here a little bit. Again, you just let David Bailey and Romello Height kind of pin their ears back and have a really big impact. And if you can get pressure on Dante Moore, then you have the guys at the back end of the defense there. And I air quote back end because 2 of them are linebackers, and J-Rod and Ben Roberts. But then like your secondary is good too with Bryce Pollock and Amir Boyd. And these guys are just kind of ball hawks everywhere that you see on this defense. And if those 2 pass rushers can get pressure on Dante Moore, I think that they can absolutely win this game. But then there's a flip side to it on TTU's offense. I don't know if you want to get into that, if you have any concerns about Morton at all.
Oh, I have my concerns, but we'll start on the side of the ball that everybody wants to look at. It comes down to can Oregon block Texas Tech? Like, again, you can do this every single time. Texas Tech has one of those defensive lines that is just, they just wreak havoc, man. They are incredible. And Oregon's offensive line has dealt with their injuries. And obviously, you don't really get anything taken away from the James Madison game, to be honest. But James Madison covers. That's what you do. You do take away from that. But for Texas Tech, they haven't faced a quarterback like Dante Moore, and Oregon hasn't faced a defensive line like Texas Tech. So again, it just gets into this push and pull of it all. I think can you attack downfield? Can you block them? Can you attack downfield? Because you did mention you mentioned the secondary players. It is the weak part of this defense, and it is where you want to exploit if you need to. And you think back to what Texas Tech had, I'm going to air quote problem with, because Arizona State scored 19 points in that game. But what they had a problem with was Sam Leavitt being able to create behind the line of scrimmage, getting away from this defensive line, and then making plays downfield. Dante Moore is tremendously better than Sam Leavitt. So I am just, eager to see that little pull of it all. And then just like little things of like it's in Miami at 11 o'clock in the morning. Like that's something to just like think about. Like that's not a fun travel for Oregon. But I think the biggest part of this is how does Dante Moore look? How does Dante Moore kind of survive in the pocket?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, you saw like one of the teams that gave him fits was IU, and that was probably the best defensive line that they played all season
Yes.
long, given it was kind of early on in the process. And Dante Moore has definitely had more than probably enough games to mature and figure it out. But again, we've seen, a very good defensive line give Dante Moore fits. So I'm just interested to see there. And again, if TTU wants to win this game, I think it's going to be because you're forcing turnovers. I hate to say it. And Brendan Morton has been a very fun story, and he'll definitely go down as like a folk hero for the season.
I read something this week that he's out of the boot. He's out of his boot. I went, what are you talking about? Like, this guy's been playing for like 5 weeks.
Yeah. Oh God, does that concern you that he was just walking around in a boot for 5 weeks between games?
Yes.
I had no idea about that. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
like it's and their offense is just it's not good. Like I'm just gonna say it, and I'll be flat out honest. It's not good. And so, like you said, it needs to be one of those kind of, variance games where you're creating multiple turnovers, you're creating those short fields. Hey, let's get a punt return for 40 yards, something like that. Just because I don't see this offense being able to, if this gets into a semi shootout with Oregon, where Oregon's like on pace to get 30, I don't see this being a game that Texas Tech can win.
No, absolutely. I mean, again, we saw it in the Big 12 championship game. They were struggling offensively throughout the entire game until their defense started actually forcing turnovers, decided to show up, which obviously was huge. I mean, it was just a turnover after turnover for them through the final stretch of that BYU game. But I mean, we saw them struggle keep up with BYU, and I hate to say that, but what is Oregon going to do? So, but I think Oregon does take this game, but I'm not, I haven't completely ruled out this Texas Tech defense. I mean, I still think it's probably the second best defense in the entire country, and they're very, very good about, forcing turnovers. So we'll see. Are you taking Oregon to cover the spread here?
Yeah, I'm going to take Oregon. I think I just like enough of their parts of it, and then even like if I want to do the narrative thing again, like Lanning's pissed. Lanning's pissed that JMU covered the spread. He's got them boys running all week long, ready for this one. So I think they're gonna come out and have some fight in them. And then I guess I'm just gonna do this for all the games because I just did it for Miami with Keontae Scott. Amari Washington, the defensive tackle for Oregon, is someone to watch if you're just looking to, keep an eye on a guy that's going to go into the draft. He is one of those defensive linemen that is just uber disruptive, huge guy, and what he's able to do to free up Bear Alexander, who's been playing great football this year. He's someone to keep an eye on in the middle of the defense, because I believe Texas Tech is going to try and establish the run to make those throws easier for Behren Morton.
Yeah, no, they absolutely need to, right? So, well, moving on to the next game. This is 4:00 Eastern time, my time. My Hoosiers, and yes, I'm gonna say Hoosiers. I was shocked. Again, keeping up with the spread stuff. I was shocked to see that the spread was 7.5. I love Indiana, and I think Indiana will win this game. I was just shocked to see that Vegas had that.
Juice is to 7 to Bama side, right?
Yes,
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And again, I'll kind of take it over. I know I kind of already did it earlier with Oregon, but I'll take it over. I think IU can win this game, and I think there's a very simple formula to win this game. Just get after Ty Simpson. Again, I'm worried to see how that's going to look because now this will be the first time all season that you don't have Stephen Daly, which still a very, very sad story. Torn patella tendon because he was high-fiving someone. He wasn't even doing something stupid.
And he's a
He
good
was-
player. Like, he's a really good player.
Yes.
I've had to say that multiple times this week of like, did you see the guy that got hurt? And I'm like, yeah. And then you like have to put in context that like this might be probably their second best defensive lineman. And like that's a major piece of the puzzle for their defense because of what they're able to do on the ground.
Yes, it is a little concerning to me, right? But again, if you pressure him and you force him into that sloppy footwork that we've talked about so much, I think you're fine. Because I might be getting too big for my bridges here. I'm not worried about their run game. Their run game this year has been absolutely abysmal. But can we just get pressure on Ty Simpson, make him throw errant throws, and kind of get ahead of it? And if you're IU, you just slow down the game. Play it at your pace. Don't force the Ryan Williams and the Jeremy Bernard of it all to speed up the process. Just play at your pace, establish the run, do everything that you've done all season long to get you undefeated here. Don't do anything different. Doesn't matter. I know it's easy. The reporters were asking all the players and Kurt Signetti about like the aura of it all with it being Bama. Who cares? Who cares? One game. Force Ty Simpson to be stupid. And don't let the big plays to Ryan Williams happen down the field. And I think you'll put yourself in a very good position to win this game. Again, we'll see how the pass rush looks without Stephen Daly.
Bama side. Let's air it out, baby. Let's air it out. That's the game plan. We're going to see if we can throw for 400 yards in this one because this team has no ground game. They don't try to have a ground game. I think they had 30 yards against Oklahoma, and they of course the -3 in the SEC title game. So again, they don't try to run the ball, and I don't think they're going to try to run the ball against this front just because how sound they are in the front seven. I think the watching Indiana this week doing some study for the draft, like. Their linebackers specifically are never in the run gaps. They are just so gap disciplined. It's incredible. And again, that speaks to their defensive coordinator, Brian Haynes, and what he's been able to kind of flush into them. Because, again, that was what they were able to do against Ohio State and really disrupt. And they threw off the timing. But for Alabama, I'm interested to see what the DeBoer script looks like. This guy always just seems to be walking out of the tunnel with fire in his hand, and it's immediately 7 points. Last week, it's not against Oklahoma. They kind of have to settle into that game, and that's different circumstances just because of, the road environment of it all. But as it goes on, leans into the game, and Ty Simpson made some throws in that game, and so I'm interested to see how Alabama kind of just like let's throw the rock. Like, let's see what they look like. That's how they're going to win this game, is they need to create explosives through the air and through the air only. Ladzier Brooks seems to be a guy that has really come on. Like, he's better than Ryan Williams already. And like, I don't feel ashamed saying that. He's been incredible. He's turned that game against Oklahoma. He was the guy who caught the 4th and 2 and turned it into a touchdown. So like, again, like, little marginal things. If you drop that football, like the game feels like it's over at that point. So interested to see how Alabama and their offense kind of keeps pace, because I think Indiana's going to score no matter what. I just think they're built to, like you said, like they're going to play their game and do a lot of their kind of RPO centric stuff, and they're going to give those backs each like 12 to 15 carries, and you're just going to punish the middle, and they're going to get some drives where it's like 7 minutes, and hopefully if you're Alabama you keep them to 3 or you get a stop on 4th. But I just think the energy for this one's going to be crazy.
Oh my gosh, it's going to be great. It's going to be off the charts. Again, with the whole Alabama side of it, I'm I'm going to be interested to see how IU's DBs more specifically can kind of keep up with these pass catchers from Alabama. D'Angelo Ponce has been great, but he has his concerns strictly just because of size. Lewis Moore has also been absolutely fantastic as well. But we're going to see if they can, compete with the SEC athletes. And that's going to probably bite me in the butt, and we'll see how that ends up going.
Cooper's playing in this game too,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yep. Omar Cooper is fully healthy. He'll be playing in this game. Obviously, that's a big part of it all. Obviously, he adds a lot to the offense, but I wouldn't be super duper worried because Charlie Becker had kind of turned it on as the season went on.
He's so good.
He's so good. He's so good. So I mean, IU has the horses too, man. So we'll just see what kind of Ty Simpson game we end up having. Is it going to be second half Ty Simpson, or is it going to be first half Ty Simpson? Because if it is first half Ty Simpson, I could see this game becoming very, very ugly very, very quickly. Do you want to shout someone out, or did you or already do it already?
Jeremy Bernard. I think he is.
Yes.
He's one of those just fun receivers in this class that, again, like I think he gets open in a very slippery way. He's not an uber separation guy, but he just finds the way to get down the field and just gets open, and they put the ball in his hands so often. There's a lot of trust with DeBoer and him. It goes back to Washington. So yeah, I'm going to say Jeremy Bernard just because I highlighted the Alabama passing attack, and that's their best weapon. So again, if you're thinking about a team and the top 60 picks, I think Jeremy Bernard is going to be in play for you at receiver.
Absolutely, and it's a good wide receiver class. We'll get into it as we get closer to the draft. But again, if you need an edge rusher or wide receiver, this is the class for it. That's for sure. But we'll move on to the final game here in the quarterfinals.
What's your pick?
IU. The 7.5 kills me. If it was 6.5, I'd probably say IU to cover. Screw it. IU to cover. We'll do IU to cover.
All right. I'll be the villain. Bama outright.
Bama outright. Oh.
I bet on it.
Okay. There you
the
go.
SEC, baby. The
what
SEC.
Are the odds on that?
Plus 210 is what I have it at.
Okay.
So again,
Okay.
I think this is the most variance game of all, like, the big spreads. If that makes sense. I feel the most confident picking a dog in this one than I do the other two big spreads, and we'll talk about the Georgia one. But I do like it.
We will talk about the Georgia one. That'll be our final game here, the quarterfinals. Ole Miss at Georgia. That game is 8:00 Central Time. It's a Sugar Bowl. I have a lot to get into, but I've kind of took over the start for the other three, so I'll let you take over here.
How does Ole Miss look on defense? That's my biggest thing. I know a lot of people are going to speak to the offensive side of the ball, which is fair, and how they started against Georgia. They couldn't stop Georgia in the first one. They're going to stop Georgia now. Like, Georgia looks even better than they did then. So and oh, by the way, they've had 20-ish days to kind of simmer on this. Like I said, with the Ohio State point of this, I think there's a Kirby kill mentality in this one, because this is Pete Golding's real first game. This is Pete Golding's actual game. And going back to the Tulane game, Tulane had over 400 yards of total offense in that game. And nobody had any idea because they scored, 10 points again? So I just don't know how they get stops. I don't know how they get stops unless it's, being this all of a sudden turnover team, because I saw they did create a few turnovers against Tulane, and they're not really doing that often this season. So, again, it's going to have to be that. I'm just interested to see if Kirby takes him to the deep end of the pool. If this is 14-3 and we have 4 minutes left in the first quarter, how do they look? How do those players look? Because This could be a game where Kirby's like, I'm going to beat you so bad you're calling your agents in the third quarter. Just because like that, because again, it's an SEC game. Like this is again like a technically like rival game, in a sense because they play in the same conference. So I think there is a like beat the hell out of them mentality from Georgia side.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, Chambliss might be on the first plane ride back to Baton Rouge. We'll see. The big thing for me with Ole Miss, I think if they want to win this game, it's going to be to establish the run early. Chambliss has proven that he can use his legs. And then again, we've talked about Lacey going into this first game here against Tulane. And if you can establish the run early, you're going to have to force this Georgia defense to bring more guys into the box. And that's when you can get those defensive plays down the field. And again, I think they have the guys both at quarterback and at running back to do that. But to your point, it's not going to matter if your defense can't get a stop. Call me crazy, though. Of all the quarterbacks who've been sitting for a month, I think Stockton is probably the one I'd want to play the most because I don't completely rule out him. Okay, that's true. Not over Morton. That's a good point. I'm glad you brought that one up. The second one, because like I wouldn't rule it out for Gunnar Stockton to kind of revert a little bit back to early season Gunnar Stockton here, where he's just bad crazy compared to the good crazy that he's offered over the last 3, 4, 5 weeks at the end of the SEC regular season for him. And again, I just wouldn't rule out Gunnar Stockton to just revert back and make some stupid plays, maybe pull a Josh Allen and run 40 yards, backwards and take a sack, get your team out of field goal range or something. And I think it might actually be of benefit. And I'm interested to see maybe Gunnar Stockton makes me, bite my words there a little bit. But of all the three kind of bigger spreads, Ole Miss is actually kind of the one that I'm, if I had to pick an underdog.
Oh, really?
I think it would be Ole Miss.
That's against me. Yeah. I feel the most confident in Georgia, -7.
Really?
Of all the games, of all the spreads to pick, I love this one. So
okay,
I like that.
There you go. It'll be fun. Again, it truly is, and I've said it every year or every game. It's the Gunnar Stockton of it all. But also on the flip side of it, like there are going to be a lot of angry MFers on the Ole Miss side of it. And they're just going to be like, screw you guys. We're going to get this done without Lane Kiffin. No one believed in us, and we're still here. You can't forget about us. And it kind of lights a little bit of a fire underneath them all. All that being said, I'm going to pick Georgia to win this game. But I'm going to have Ole Miss cover here, which is really, really funny. Baiting you, like, as hard as I possibly could here. Really, the only other thing I could do is pick Ole Miss to win this game outright. But I do like Ole Miss in this game to keep it competitive because I just think they're fighting for a little extra here.
So, I wanted to pull it up just to see. So the first meeting, Ole Miss's scoring drives went as followed: 14-play touchdown. 10-play touchdown, 11-play touchdown, 2-play. That was where they like came right out of half, and they had that cover 0 beater to score a 2-play touchdown drive. Then 12-play touchdown drive, and then they got to the fourth quarter up by 9, 2 straight 3-and-outs, and they turnover on downs to end the game after getting 1 first down. So like when it came down to it, Kirby suffocated them in the biggest of moments. And again, it's in Athens, so if that is a data point that you really take into account, I understand. But I think Georgia could just kill them. I think this is like 3 touchdowns. I think they might just run all over him. And again, like I think, what is it? I'm being like Joe Public on this one, because I read something that like 90% of bets are or like the money handle is on Georgia -6.5. So don't love being Mr. Joe Public on the pod, but it's more fading the Ole Miss and then like the Kirby Smart of it all Like that guy just in these spots, man. Like he wants to prove a point, and it's been a while since old Kirby. They can't lose in the Sugar Bowl again. Like it's been a while since Kirby has had a run in the playoff. So I don't think he wants to lose in the Sugar Bowl to Ole Miss, Lane Kiffinless Ole Miss. So
well,
I think,
I think Pete Golding, man, I really think he's just like probably the very first thing they did to prepare this game was
what happens
throw
if it
on
is
that
like 3
game.
touchdowns in the third quarter? Does Charlie Weiss like pack it up there? And he's like, well, I gotta catch the flight to Baton. Like,
I have to go to Baton
or
Rouge
it's a
and
car.
be
No, they're going to be in New Orleans. Like, my car's here. Like, my Uber's here. Gotta go. Lane needs me.
my Uber black car is here. We got to go start installing Trinidad Chambliss stuff into this offense. Oh gosh, that is great, isn't it? Again,
Do you think he asked Lane for anything? Do you think Lane is like giving him anything at all?
Probably. I don't think so. Right? Like, I think.
I know I've been pretty anti Lane Kiffin with all this stuff. I want him to live tweet the game. Because if this
Oh my
game
God.
goes the way I think it is, and it is like a bludgeoning, I do want him to be like, hashtag hottie toddy. And they like kick a field goal down like 20. Like, could you imagine that? Got on the board.
got on the board.
Or they score, or they get the ball first. They have like a long field goal. And he's like, they're striking fast, striking hard, or something like that. And it's like 10 minutes left in the first quarter. Something like
gosh.
that.
And the sad thing about it too is like I could completely see him doing that.
It'd be so good.
Oh gosh, his Twitter is that's something. I still get his tweets on my For You page, and it he wasted no time finding a hot yoga class. We'll say that. But
Or college girls. or those two. He wasted no time.
no time wasted. No
Did you
time.
see him just
Hey,
like take a basket from a grocery store?
that
was
was
that about?
awesome.
He said, I'm not paying for bags.
What am I supposed to do? I'm not paying for the bags. Dude, you just got the bag. What are we doing? I don't know. He's funny. I love it. But those that covers the week here. Before we get into the honorable mentions, and then reviewing the
Bonanza.
before we get into all that, a hot topic going around college football Twitter is the scheduling of these college football games. Dan Lanning was a very big advocate of like this system absolutely blows. He was very much like it needs to be every single weekend. You just continue to play. He hated like the basically 2-week break that the team is getting. And a lot of people like are in agreement with him. A lot of people are like, no.
Well, it's
it
like,
needs to be every
so
week.
I'm against Dan on this.
So
Because
am I.
it's like 10 days.
Yeah.
So he played on the 20th, and he's playing on the 1st. And then if you were to win this game, he would play on the 9th. And then the championship's on the 19th. So, again, the only team that's kind of like getting by this like definition of the law, like the only team that's getting a rest disadvantage is the winner of Ole Miss Georgia. Because the Ole Miss Georgia game's playing the night of the 1st and then has to play the night of the 8th. So that's 7 days, where Ohio State, Miami, they're getting that extra day. So again, they're the only ones. And then, of course, Bama, Indiana, Oregon, Texas Tech are on the same day. So nobody's getting an advantage there. We can't mess with tradition, okay? We can't mess with the Rose Bowl schedule. The Rose Bowl plays on New Year's Day, all right? So unless we're going to go backwards and we're going to make the Rose Bowl not matter again, because guess what? The Rose Bowl didn't matter, all right? I know JSN had 300 yards or whatever it was. It didn't matter. And so I like that the Rose Bowl is a part of the playoff.
Yes.
I did kind of like, I do think the second round games should be on campus. And I think there is
Yes.
a world where you can make the semifinals, the Rose Bowl, and something else each year, and like you could rotate them again. like you did for
Yeah.
the semis a few years ago when it was 4. But still, the scheduling of it, I think the scheduling's fine. I think Dan's just pissed he's got to play at 11 o'clock, and he's a West Coast team. I think he's just angry at that.
Yes. No, I agree. There are a lot of people that agree with Dan in terms of like it just needs to be every Saturday, so on and so forth. But I'm with you. Like the beautiful thing about college is the New Year's Bowls, right? And don't mess with that. Dan, don't mess with that. There's absolutely no need to mess with that. But again, you mentioned the other topic that I wanted to bring up is people being like, why aren't these games getting played on campus? I think they absolutely should be. Don't rob me of that. I would have loved to have an IU, college football.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like great.
That's the part that really blows, because I said it last year when Texas got the 5 seed. I wanted the 5 seed. I wanted the 5 seed because not even from a point of like, oh, they get the easier the easier path. Like, no, Penn State had the easier path. Texas being able to just host a home game, it's so important in this magnitude of the sport. Just being able to have that environment, and you think about Bloomington, you think about Lubbock. I don't think too hard about Athens or Columbus, but just because I think they're always going to be in that conversation for the top 4 seeds. But yeah, I think that's more of a bigger deal, is that I think we should really push for these games to be campus games, just because you just can't tell me that like Indiana doesn't deserve to get one more game in front of their fans, like in a major spot, and be able to make a major difference. Like it should, like, you're the 1 seed, but it's the Rose Bowl. All right.
The Rose Bowl.
You're playing in the most prestigious game of all of football.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I hope once it inevitably expands, hopefully we'll get some more home games for the teams that deserve it. But again, conversation for another day when the playoff does inevitably expand. But we'll kind of get into our honorable mentions here.
Oh,
you like that?
You
like that?
Yeah, that was good. That was good. I didn't see that one coming.
I guess where do you want to go with this? Do you want to talk about the games tomorrow, or do you want to talk about the games that had already happened? I'll leave it up to you.
Let's go with the games that happened.
Okay. Well, we'll start out with the clear and obvious game that has happened. That's the one that we kind of started the show off with, was the People's National Championship. Man, that game was so much fun. Like, there's not a bowl game that does it better than the Pop-Tart Bowl. It is fantastic. I mean, you said it. With the protein Pop-Tart, when he jumped off and ran away, that was that was fantastic. And the way they market it, like when they had I think it was a protein Pop-Tart too, when he was grilling the Pop-Tart, like that's great. I love it. And I love that Sataki kind of leaned fully into it after BYU won. That was great. I don't know how many coaches are willing to lean into the Pop-Tart Bowl of it all as much as he did. And it was great. I mean, the dude just like devoured his Pop-Tart after winning the game. It was great.
And it's so funny to have like Notre Dame be the team that declined this. Like the prissy Notre Dame. Like, I saw Notre Dame fan accounts being like, glad we're not in this game. Yeah, dude. Okay. It's like the meme where it's like the hot dog riding this the coolest effing thing ever. Like, it's the Pop-Tart Bowl, like, and you're excited you're not playing in it. Okay, dude. Yeah, sure. Sure.
Yes. It's beautiful. You said the main thing though that like I had thought as that game was rounding out, like it would have been great if Haynes King did like what we have all become accustomed to. Like, I would have loved to see him tuck it.
Dude, it bummed me out. It bummed me out. They went to the fourth quarter, and it was like the reporter went to Brent Key and was like, hey, it's the last quarter Haynes is ever going to play for you. How do you feel? Like, what are you gonna tell him? And like he legitimately like in that moment wanted to like choke up and like not, and he's like, I'm just gonna let Haynes be Haynes. And then they blow a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter, and he has a chance to win it, and then doesn't. I was legitimately bummed out because like he also got the 4th and 10, the 4th and 10 conversion. It was like 60 something yards to get them down the field anyway. To I believe it was no, it wasn't. It was Eric Rivers. It was Eric Rivers. It had to be.
Yes.
Because it wasn't the other guy, Rutherford. So I like, yeah, for that to like bring you all the way up in the football game, because like the football kind of like died out after what was it? One of those like it's the fumble on the kickoff return. It was kind of a like mediocre game, and then the fourth quarter hits and Bear hits. That was the best game from like as a passer I had seen Bear Bachmeier, by the way. Someone wants to tamper with him, he could go to a big school, I think. But maybe.
Well, there's another quarterback there for BYU that I'm interested to see what happens with.
The new guy, Lyons?
Right, yeah, Ryder Lyons. There's a lot of buzz that like he might not be going there because
oh, really?
I mean,
he could pull a JKS.
He could pull a JKS. That's the thing. I wouldn't blame the kid if he ends up leaving, because Bear Bachmeier has just been like one of the most like low-key awesome storylines of the entire football season, with the way that he like transferred in and then was kind of just like thrown into the job because Westloff did all of that. And
they went 12-0 against teams not named Texas Tech, who's in the playoff.
Yes, exactly. It's like one of the best under the radar stories. And so like I wouldn't necessarily like knock Ryder for going somewhere else. I don't know. Now we're just really babbling here.
We're in the BYU talk of the podcast.
Yes, welcome. But other than that game, there's one more that like my eye really goes to. That's the New Mexico Bowl. I'm not going to try to pronounce the sponsor of that. Did you watch that game? The North Texas.
Which one is this?
San Diego.
Oh, the North. Yes, I watched a lot of the North Texas. Shout out North Texas because of what they did. Mestemaker played. Caleb Hawkins played. Wyatt Young played. They're all in the portal right now, and they all played in this game. Shout out to those guys.
Yeah, no, it was amazing. It was fun. I enjoyed watching it. I had absolutely no clue who Burt Emanuel was, the San Diego running back, and I don't think really anyone did, because like prior to this game, he had like 47 yards.
He's
like,
the son of somebody. Like I think his dad played in the NFL.
Really?
Yeah, I've heard the name.
Okay. Well, we'll have to. Well, when you talk about it, I'll look it up.
Let me see
if we can.
Let me do some deep dive.
I'll babble here a little bit. The run game, dude, but him specifically, that was ridiculous. He had 170 yards on 11 carries. I'm like, where was this guy all season long? The fact that he had 47 yards leading into this game and like quadrupled how much he had on the season total in one game. It was fantastic. This game was an absolute shootout. It's probably the kind of game you'd expect with Mestemaker leaving. He was just absolutely slinging the ball with no care in the world. He's like, screw it. There's no ramifications. I will throw the ball 50 times if you allow me to. That's exactly what happened. He didn't look super sharp, but it's a bowl game. Who cares? It was fun. Were you able to find who he belongs to?
Yeah, so Burt Emanuel played wide receiver in the 90s for the Falcons.
Was he good?
He had almost 5,000 career yards.
Oh, he was good.
Yeah, he had a season of 1,000 yards, and then he had a reverse Mike Evans season. He just missed 1,000. He didn't just like get 1,005 and then claim he should go to the Hall of Fame. He had 991. So again, the reverse Mike Evans is what I'm going to call that. Yeah, no, this game was crazy. Like, again, just like North Texas's offense, I'm really bummed out they didn't beat Tulane. Like, because watching this game midway through, I'm like, this team could have beaten Ole Miss. I am sure of it. Like, there was a part of me that I was like, if we give them a shot, I think they could have beaten that team. But it's okay. They lost on the field. All right, they proved they didn't belong. So maybe I'm the dumb one. But yeah, Messmaker was awesome to see him one more time with North Texas. And then his story too, like the fact that his first start was last year's bowl game. Again, like last minute he was just going to start. And because I think Chandler Morris was always planning to play and then left. And so it was like, oh, no, we don't have a quarterback. And so they go to Mestemaker, and he's been the guy all season, and they become the number one offense. And Caleb Hawkins, the true freshman. I want to see a team, again, like I think Oak State would be the one. I want to see a team them all up again. I want to see them keep this rolling and go one more time. I think Hawkins is going to go to like Oklahoma. I think Hawkins is going to go to an actually big school. I think Mestemaker.
Texas?
He's an Oklahoma kid, but I wouldn't rule it out. I wouldn't rule it out. Texas is down to 3 running backs, and one of them is a converted receiver right now. All right, so they do need multiple. But I could see Mestemaker going so many places. Like, I think Oklahoma State would just be the most obvious one, but
IU.
A lot of people have IU. Yeah, that's the one that I wouldn't be surprised if they come over the top. And wouldn't it be like fitting that like the last like Mendoza goes out the door, his last like hurrah is he's telling Mestemaker like, yeah, dude, you're gonna put up stats here, bro. Like you're gonna win games, you're gonna play the bottom of the Big Ten, and you're gonna put up stats. Like, I think that would be something to think about. And so we'll see.
That'd be
We'll
great.
see if that happens. But we have spent a lot on North Texas. We have so many bowl games.
We have so many bowl games. The two more that I think that would be worth bringing up. One, because I didn't watch it, and then another just because it's exactly where it was.
You weren't watching. What were you doing? It was more important.
Oh, what was I doing on Christmas? It was more important. The one that I was kind of referring to is the Wasabi Fenway Bowl. For those who are not familiar with that matchup, that was Army versus UConn. Army smoked them. Wasn't even close. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because I had kind of seen it like float around Twitter. I don't know if you had seen this, but it is a whole bunch of like the UConn players like warming up in like the freezing cold without like their shirts on and everything.
They did it?
They did it. And everyone in the comments are like, really? They're trying to intimidate the literal U.S. Army? This isn't going to work. You're trying to intimidate the U.S. Army by practicing shirtless. Like, congratulations.
They had a running back named God's Power. What are you talking about? What are you doing? That's insane. I didn't know they did that.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I bet Army on this one. I went into this one like, listen, like the opposite of what UConn did. You're playing in freezing cold. You think you want to tackle? You're going to tackle an option team for 3 hours in Boston, Massachusetts, 2 days after Christmas. You're going out there and I'm gonna set the gaps. Like I'm gonna, because it's options, so you got to control gaps. You got to come down and hit somebody, and you're not even tackling somebody. So again, that was something. Skylar Bell, did you see Skylar Bell's like post on Instagram? He was like, "I'm so excited to lace one more time with the boys," and he played one snap and left. I thought that was great.
Cam Ward. He pulled the Cam Ward.
No, that was not a Cam Ward. Cam Ward played the entire half of the Pop-Tart Bowl, all right? Don't
I think that's even worse. I think that's far, far worse.
no, it's nobody was worse than Neighbors. Okay, Malik Neighbors, he went in for his bowl game. I think it was like Wisconsin. No, maybe I don't know. I don't know who it was, but he came in and he played a series because he was like 30 yards away from the LSU record, broke the record, left. Like I think he just left.
Yeah, he just left.
And so that one was bad. But
I can't find the tweet. This is gonna bug me. I'm trying to find
maybe it's fake. Did you get
No,
AI'd?
it wasn't fake. It was real. It was real. Don't gaslight me. I'm making up words now. And then the last one too is a bad boy mower pinstripe bowl.
Oh my god! Did you watch any of this?
Isn't this fitting? Like I feel like this was a very
I'm just so like the Terry Smith interview after the game was awesome. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. I am so happy the 2025 Clemson Tigers are done because that team, I have never gone into a season with so much like I didn't even pick them in the national title game. I was just hyped up for what they could be like in the draft specifically. I thought they had so many draft eligible players and it wasn't like fluky. Like watching them in the summer, I was like, that's a guy. That's a guy. All the receivers are guys. Cade, whatever. Like he distributes the ball. Okay. But they had even the freshmen. I went out and watched high school freshman stuff of Gideon Davidson, their running back. And I was like, this guy's going to get a lot of carries. This guy's really good. And they go 7-6. They can't muster up multiple scoring drives against this bad Penn State team who, like, again, like Grunkemeyer, he's the man. But
he is.
No, I'm just happy Clemson's done. And they're already announced Garrett Riley's not coming back. So that's good for everybody in South Carolina because we could not do another season of that.
No.
Nepotism higher.
Hold on. Speaking of nepotism here, there is a wide receiver for Penn State. His name is Liam Clifford. I wonder if there's any relation. I wonder if there is any relation here. Hold on. Now I have to see if this is. Yep. There is. He's of course the brother of Sean Clifford, Penn State legend.
Well, he's a senior.
I know. It's funny. This is the first time I'm aware of the nepotism on this Penn State roster here. So anyways, I'll let you get into your bowl games. You definitely watched more than I did.
Okay, definitely is a stretch, but yeah, I did watch a lot of bowl games.
No, you're a loser. You don't have any plans. Come on.
Fuck, dude. Fuck. NC State. NC State was great. What was it? CJ Bailey, again, he was really good. He showed out in the first half. Memphis had no chance. What else? I didn't watch that. I didn't watch the Idaho Potato Bowl.
Did you watch the Bush Pecan Ranton Bowl of Beans?
I did a little bit. I did a little bit. I did have Louisville 8.5, and the fourth quarter was a nightmare. I think Isaac Brown came in and like he scored a long touchdown. Like Isaac Brown was playing. Colin Lacey was playing. Like all the guys you would want to play, and Toledo like last second covered in that one. Didn't watch Western Kentucky. I did watch the Hawaii Bowl. I shouted it out.
Why are you getting it done in Hawaii?
I said the Hawaii Bowl was going to be a must-watch. It was a must-watch. Mr. Luke Weaver, off the bench, backup quarterback, came into the game and threw the 22-yard touchdown to win it in a game where they had to come back from down multiple scores again in the fourth quarter. I think it was even more than that. Like throughout the game, I think they were down 21-0, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Jaron Kiawe Sagbutelli, he was very, very good. Yeah. Yes, I was right. They were down 21-0. And yeah, it was so much fun to see both of these quarterbacks, Hawaii natives, and then you have like the little I don't know the coaches' names, I'll be honest. But they were like they played it up like going into it like that the coaches had played for Hawaii. They were both quarterbacks for Hawaii in like the early 2000s before Colt Brennan. So again, there was just a lot of like narrative to this game that made no sense. It was a game I was already excited for, and then it added to it, and then it delivered. So like, if you watch the Hawaii Bowl on Christmas Eve night, which there's no chance that many people did, it was a great time. It was a great time for us ball watchers. The day after Christmas, I watched the Rate Bowl a little bit because I do like Drake Lindsay. That was a miserable experience.
I can only imagine.
And then PJ Fleck after the game talked about how how Minnesota as a program compares to LSU in the last like 5 years. Just very funny. And I was like, you're right. But they're firing coaches for like this expectation.
Yes.
You're still getting like extensions. No one else is going to take you, PJ Fleck, but like good shout. I get it. He's got to sell himself.
Yes.
UTSA was a wagon. I saw a little bit of that one and then turned it off. I didn't watch the Houston LSU game. I saw some of the Lane Kiffin clips afterwards.
I saw him leave the game early. That was the big.
That wasn't. Yeah, dude, I'm stunned by that. I'm stunned he wanted to get out of the Texas Bowl. That one. What's he gonna do? Stand on the sideline? He's not gonna do that. He's got places to be. All right, that's a very important man. East Carolina, Pittsburgh was a really good one. East Carolina played their asses off. Heinzel was really bad. They pressured him a lot. And ECU, they had a guy, they had a receiver, Anthony Smith, I think is what his name was. He was awesome. He had 2 like crazy plays in the third quarter, kind of swung them the game. And then when they needed to close it out, the defense did. Blake Harrell, their coach, he's pretty good. Just keep an eye out. I think, and they played with like a makeshift quarterback. I think they played with like a true freshman quarterback. His name was Dida. So again, Caton Hauser is a guy that's going to go to P4. So again, just keep an eye out. East Carolina something. Didn't watch Georgia Southern or App State. Heard it was windy yesterday in that game. And then, So that's all the bowl games, guys. And then we have to talk about the ones upcoming.
Yeah, well, Liberty Bibberty Bowl just got wrapped up. Illinois ended up beating Tennessee, to be frank.
That was good.
Because I was preparing for this. Well, there you go. And then remember the Alamo Bowl. That's what I'm going to call it, even though that's not its name. Is currently getting played right now. Currently, TCU is up against USC, but there's still a lot.
How?
How? Right? Without Josh Hoover, I have no clue. Because Lemon is out. That's why.
But Mayava's playing. That's weird. Who cares?
Beats me. Who cares? I mean,
who cares?
The people are really here to talk about the Cheez-It Bowl, right? Because this Texas team is going to be a lot of fun with like their 50,000 opt-outs.
Okay, dude.
Dude, there's so many. It is absurd. It's going to be fun. I mean, regardless of how many players are opting out at either team, we still get to see Bryce Underwood versus Arch Manning. And that's going to be fun. And that's what matters. But to be frank, it's probably not even the most fun quarterback matchup of the week, of the day. It's not even the most fun quarterback matchup of the day, right?
Okay. Which matchup?
Whoa, wait, hey, Diego Pavia, buddy, all right? The Heisman runner-up.
Is he playing?
I would be shocked if he wasn't. I would be really, really shocked if he wasn't.
Yeah, that's fair.
But anyways, of the games tomorrow, and I guess the games that are left, because really it ends tomorrow, but what what other games stand out? Obviously, the Cheez-It Bowl. If you want to get into
The Holiday Bowl on Friday. The Arizona and SMU, Jennings and Fafita. I think that's a fun one. I'm excited for that one. I've been excited for that one for a while.
I was going to
but-
say, I remember you talking about it for a while now.
Of the ones that are on tomorrow, obviously, who's going to feel the cheesiest between the you and I? I think Arizona
And
State.
Fabia is playing tomorrow, by the way.
He is? Okay. Oh, maybe he'll play a drive and then leave.
No,
He'll
he's
put on-
trying to come back. Didn't you hear him on all the podcasts? He's trying to come back for another year.
Is he actually?
That's what he said. I don't know. I mean, I doubt.
Oh, no. He was. Listen, buddy. Vandy got Jared Curtis, so you're gone. Like, you can. You want to play college football again? It's not going to be here. But yeah, I think again, Michigan, Texas. Sark already said he said he wouldn't be surprised if the ratings are better for Michigan and Texas than some college football playoff games. I thought that was really funny to just like lob that in there, and then like be like, well, the ratings said we should have got in, and I agree with him. Travis
Sure.
Sport.
Let's go with
Travis
that.
Sport. The Sun Bowl. That's what's his face? Gary Danielson's last game
Tony the
on
Tiger Sun Bowl.
CBS. So I don't know who's replacing him on CBS. Hopefully it's someone good. Okay.
Mhm.
I'll say this. I swear to God, if Ross Tucker is with on the main CBS, like I heard him do some CBS like football, like both NFL and college this year. He sucks. Sorry, buddy. But
Okay, who's worse, Rich Eisen or Ross Tucker?
Ross Tucker to me. Ross Tucker.
Really, I don't. Well, obviously, this is now encroaching NFL territory.
Eisen's really funny. Eisen
hate
makes me laugh.
I hated it. It made me like I almost put that on mute. I hate.
I did have it on mute, so maybe that's our difference.
Well, yeah,
I was
it goes a very long way there, doesn't it?
was already ready for it.
Uh,
Who's playing for Nebraska? Utah and Nebraska's happening. Who's playing for Nebraska? Nebraska is favored, or Utah is favored by 14 points
let's find it.
because they got a lot of guys in the portal.
Yes, they do.
Dude, why did they extend Matt Rule? We can finally. The hell were they thinking?
That's a great question. It looks like it is probably going to be
The Sun Bowl last year was really fun. Demond.
freshman. TJ.
Yeah, TJ Lateef has been playing,
Yes.
but I'm just like, they have like a ton of like secondary opt-outs. I'm pretty sure on the defensive side of the ball too, with Rayola.
Yeah.
And we'll see. That's not going to be a game that's on because the Cheesiest Bowl is going on. So
the Cheesiest.
who cares? And then we're in the college football playoff games. Rice and Texas State. That's a game that's happening.
It sure is happening. That's for sure.
Navy and Cincinnati could have been fun. That's the last game of Horvath, so I'll watch that. I'll probably have it on somewhere.
I'm floating around.
And then the Mayo Bowl. I always love seeing who wins.
Mayo Bath.
I think those are two coaches, Jake Dickert and Jeff Lebby, who will dig into the Mayo. So
Without it.
shout out Mississippi State too. They're one of the few 5-win power conference teams that actually picked up a bowl. A lot of those didn't. And again, like they kind of need all they can get, like little things that they can get. And saying we won the Mayo Bowl is important to Mississippi State, especially with the season that they had, where they went. I think they went 4-0 or in non-conference play, and then they were terrible in SEC play, which it's okay. They're building something there. All right, Kamario Taylor's gonna be something. But and then that's it. Wait, the FCS title game. Sorry. Shout out Illinois State. Don't know how they're here. Didn't watch much FCS this year. Not gonna lie, but Illinois State is basically like the Tulane of this bracket. So if Tulane made the title game, that's what we're looking at in the FCS with Illinois State and Montana State. I'm pretty sure they've won before in the last few years. They're a wagon. They beat Montana. They're rivals in the semifinals. So shout out the FCS, just giving them a little pub here. So
Played on
Monday. You know, it's a standalone game, standalone football game. Maybe have it on.
Hey.
Who knows?
But hey, who knows? No, I Illinois State has been fun. That they're the other Bloomington, which is fantastic. Two Bloomington
really?
playoffs. Who would have thought? Oh yeah. They're Bloomington Normal, Illinois. Two Bloomingtons in college football playoffs. Who would have expected? Not me, that's for sure. But there's one last thing, because we're really yapping and we really need to yap this up because we have another show to record here. What are our thoughts on doing it kind of like soccer does it, in terms of if you're picking from, like, if these top, P4 programs end up picking apart these G5 programs, let's say like East Texas or North Texas,
get funds back?
Do they get funds? Like, what are our thoughts on that?
Like, it would never happen, but like in a perfect world, yes, but that will never ever happen. Ohio State's not going to give anybody money to take their best player. It's just not going to happen.
It's like if IU takes Messmaker, they have to give North
exactly.
Texas,
Yes. I think there's a very easy way around for the schools to not have to do that.
Don't pay them.
No.
How about no? We'll continue.
How about
doing what we're doing without
how about we get some money for that player? No. Okay.
No. So I mean, we'll see. I completely different.
I've heard that. I think it's valid. I think it's a valid thought. Like, to just I want to see how this portal looks first. All right, because I'm nervous about this one portal system thing, because there's gonna be a lot of kids that are like, it's gonna hit March and they're gonna realize, oh, I'm not starting this year, and it's gonna go, oh no. Like, you think of what's his face is in the portal, right? Mekhi Hughes. Mekhi Hughes. Like, Mekhi Hughes went to Oregon from Tulane, and it was like this monster deal. Like this huge deal. They gave him a ton of money. He was supposed to like rejuvenate their backfield because they lost Jordan James. And it was announced by like week 3 he was redshirting and he was going to transfer. And I haven't heard anything since. So I'm interested to see how that goes. And there's not a spring portal for TJ Finley to hit this year. So I'm really bummed out about that. Because that's a celebration for all of us, is when TJ Finley goes to a new school.
Yeah, he came out today and said he's going to continue doing it because he feels like that is the best. Well, it wasn't today, this past week. Saying he's going to continue to do it because he feels like that is the best way for him to support him and his boys. I'm like, is it? What? What school is paying you money at this point to come into their program? Because
Georgia State won like 2 games.
Oh gosh, yeah. See, guys, it's going off the rails here. We'll quit yapping. And any final thoughts for those?
The final thoughts. Shout out Trey Wisner. That one bummed me out. That was a guy who, again, like, he was a local-ish kid, not like super duper close, but he's from Texas, and came in, was a understar, under recruited 3-star, worked his ass off, became the starter, had the game against A&M last year where he touched the ball like almost 40 times, and they won on the back of him. And then this year, he swings the Oklahoma game. He has another pretty decent performance against A&M. So, like, again, just being able to be a kid from that close to Austin area and swing games against A&M and Oklahoma, that's a bummer to see that one go. And
you'll be happy
sounds
when you get Jordan Ball.
the behind the scenes sounds like he wanted a little too much dip on the chip, and they were like, no, okay. And Sark came out this week and kind of talked about, like, he was pretty open talking about the agent part of it. He's like, you want that number? Good luck. And I think that was pointing to Trey Wisner and what that is going to be. So interested to see how his career goes and where he goes next, because, again, he'll be remembered from me because that first A&M game, most importantly, going into College Station and just being a workhorse player, where beginning of the season, that season, he was kind of an afterthought, kind of like a third string, and that was even with the C.J. Baxter injury last year, and then, even Baxter hits the portal. So interested to see what happens with those guys. And DeAndre Moore also hit the portal for Texas. He was supposed to go pro, and then went to the portal. So
again, you'll be fine when you get Jordan Baugh or Jaden Baugh. You'll be happy,
dude. It's like every day I'm looking, and every day it's like I watch. I either read or watch something Texas related, and it's like Jaden Baugh. He met with Florida guys on Christmas Eve, and nobody knows anything. And so it's like, all right, cool. So I think they have to pick between Dallas Wilson and Jaden Baugh, and I think they probably pick Wilson just because of the eligibility.
Yeah, I think
we'll
so.
See.
We'll see. Again, we will see.
The portal is almost here, folks, and we're gonna have it.
Yes,
I'm in the portal right now.
You are. I mean, as you can see, but by his name, Matt's in the portal. I don't know. Maybe Michigan will come and scoop you up out of the portal, just as they did with Witt. But yeah, as always, we'll be doing this every Tuesday. Times may vary with stuff. We'll see. But every Tuesday there'll be a show again. Some big playoff games. But bowl season isn't completely finished yet. Just make sure you guys enjoy it. And then on the backs of this, like in 10 minutes, if you guys are watching, like just stick around for like 10 minutes and the NFL show will be here. So just do that. But as always, thank you to you guys, and thank you to our sponsors, Regional Radio Sports, Spotify for podcasters, and Uppercuts Grooming. And we will see you guys hopefully here in 10 minutes, but if not, next Tuesday.